I often get questions from new darkroom users, and in particular why it takes only 1 or 2 seconds for their test strips under the enlarger to get its full range of tones. It's quite a short time, 1 or 2 seconds, especially if you want to do some dodging and burning. Well, there are some reasons behind it, and in this video I'm going to go through some of the reasons why your projection times are only taking 1 or 2 seconds to make a print. Before I carry on, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get a notification next time I post a video. Cheers! So there's a number of reasons why your projection times are short, and I'm going to go through the enlarger first. This is a condenser enlarger, and in the top here I've got a 75 watt bulb. That bulb shines light through the condenser, through the negative, through the lens onto the photographic paper. If I was to use this bulb, which is a 150 watt bulb, then my projection time would be shorter. The only way I can control that is by using the aperture on the lens itself on the enlarger. So the aperture on your enlarger lens works the same way as it does on your camera. You've got the aperture, and this one goes from f4 and stops down to f22. So let's say, for example, I've got my enlarger lens set to f4, which is open wide, and my projection times are only a couple of seconds. Then that's the reason why. It's because I'm letting bags of light come through the negative and hit the light sensitive paper, causing shorter projection times. If I need longer projection times to do any dodging and burning, I could just set the aperture on the lens to f8, which will give me a little bit more time to play around with the print. If I still find that my projection times are too short, I can go to f22, which is the smallest aperture, allowing less light to hit the photographic paper, which then in turn would give me more time projecting to do some dodging and burning and some creative stuff. Another reason could be the size of the paper that you're using. If you're printing on small paper such as 5x7, the enlarger head is closer to the paper, which is going to give you shorter projection times. If you was printing on a 16-inch paper, the enlarger head is further away, which will give you longer projection times. But the most common reason is the negative itself. If your projection times are very short, it's more than likely that you've got a thin negative, which means an underexposed negative. Well, of course, if it's underexposed, your paper's going to go black pretty quick. And let's have a look at the negatives on the light box, and I'll show you what I mean by a thin and a thick and a normal contrast negative. So we've got 3 negatives here. This was a seascape I shot a while back where I did some bracketing, and this was the normal exposure. This was underexposed, and this one here is overexposed. You can tell that it's overexposed because of all the heavy areas. You can see the sky's black, the sea's pretty near enough black, and you know, it's just dense, and it's a very thick negative. So when I put it into the enlarger, the dense negative is holding back a lot of the light, so the light is not as intense as it's projecting onto the paper, which is why the projection times are longer with dense negatives. The thin negative is the complete opposite. When that goes in the enlarger, it's so transparent there's nothing to hold the light back, so the light is more intense burning onto the paper, resulting in shorter projection times. So these are our negatives that I made a contact print of, and you can see that's the normal exposure. It's still a little bit underexposed, but hey ho, it is the normal exposure out of the 3. There's the underexposed or thin negative, and there's the overexposed heavy negative. And you can see that one is a lot lighter. That would have needed a lot more time on this contact sheet to be able to get some information out of this negative. So let's do some tests with these two, the underexposed and the overexposed, and see how long it takes to make a print. Okay, let's turn the lights off and look at the overexposed negative on the enlarger. And my aperture is set at f4, the widest it can go. And you can hardly see the image projected on the baseboard. That's because the negative is so dense, the light is struggling to get through it. So this projection time onto photographic paper is going to be quite long. And I don't really want to project at f4, so I'm going to go one up to 5.6, and it goes even darker. So let's see how long it takes to get any information from this overexposed print. So we're just going to do this in increments of 2 seconds, this test strip. 2, 4, 6, 8, one more, 10. So that's a 10-second test strip. Let's develop that. And in it goes into the developer. Okay, so you can start seeing the image coming through now on the paper. And this is the overexposed negative. So let's get this stopped, fixed, and we'll have a look on the board. And there's our test strip. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2 looks quite nice actually. 4 looks nice as well, but maybe a little bit dark in the sky. 6, 8 and 10 are completely trashed. So I'm going to make a print for 3 seconds. Okay, I've got my paper in now. My timer is at 3 seconds. So let's hit the enlarger for 3 seconds, make a print. Done. And in it goes into the developer. So this is the overexposed negative photograph, and that took 3 seconds at f5.6 on the enlarger to make a print, and it didn't leave me any time for dodging and burning at 3 seconds. If I just wanted to do a standard print, to be honest with you, I could have done a little tiny bit of dodging and burning around here, and if I wanted to, then I could have used the aperture to control the intensity of light on the enlarger. So I could have gone to f8 or f11 or even f16 and gave me a lot longer times to work with my dodging and burning. So let's now look at the other negative, which is the thin negative. So this is the thin negative, the underexposed neg, and straight away you can see how bright it is on the enlarger. I haven't changed any camera settings at all from the overexposed print. It's a much thinner negative, so it's going to appear a lot brighter with hardly any detail on the baseboard when you put it on the enlarger and project it through the lens. So straight away I know if I work with this negative, my paper is going to go jet black within seconds. It's just not even worth trying to test strip, I know that. So I need to control the intensity of light by using the aperture on the enlarger, and instead of 5.6 I'm now going to come down in steps so you can see we've got f8, f11, f16, f22. Let's do a test strip at f22 because I can't lower the light source at all unless I start using filters. Okay, I'll put the test strip there, and because I know that the negative is underexposed, I'm not going to do 3 second increments. I'm just going to do 1 second increments on this one. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll do 6, 5, one more 6. Okay, let's put that in the developer, and in it goes. So this aperture was at f22, and I've got 6 1 second increments. And already I can see that I'm going to struggle making a print with this negative, and even at f22 my projection times are going to be 1.5 seconds at the best. So that's that underexposed or thin negative. You can see it only took 1.5 seconds, and that was at f22. There was no way I was going to get that light any less intense under the enlarger, other than putting a lower wattage bulb inside, which even then I was still struggled with this underexposed negative. So these are the two prints side by side. This is the overexposed or dense negative that we used, and that was the aperture on the enlarger was 5.6, and that took 3 seconds. And this was the underexposed or thin negative, which was really hard to work with on the enlarger because the light just went straight through the negative and started burning the paper. So my projection time was only 1.5 seconds f22 to get that. So real lucky that I managed to get that out of it. But if you look at the overexposed one, if I needed to do any dodging and burning on this, I could have stopped the aperture down to f8 or f11, and that would have given me much longer exposure times on the enlarger to do some dodging and burning. So that about wraps this video up, and I hope that I've answered some of your questions about short projection times on the enlarger in the darkroom. Check your aperture, check your bulb, but most importantly, know what your negatives are telling you. As you can see here, I had a dense negative which was overexposed, I had a thin negative which was underexposed, and although the overexposed dense negative allowed less light to hit the paper, it gave me longer to play around dodging and burning. the thin negative, the light just passed straight through and burned the paper pretty much instantly as soon as I turn the enlarger on. You're always going to have trouble with underexposed or thin negatives. So have a little dabble with your negs next time you're in the darkroom and see what it does for you. So as usual, thanks for watching, and if you want to leave any comments in the comment section about the process that I've used that might help some of these guys new to the darkroom understand short enlargement times and what's going on, please do so for myself and everyone else to read. I'll catch you next time.